Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It's April 6th, a rainy, cool day, and we're going to do a propagation update. And it's doing a lot of raining out here, and we're in the greenhouse, the big one. And this is some of the fig trees that's been propagated. This one here, which is a good 2.5 feet tall, is a black mission. Now we have a lot of different trees back here. We've got a Grande Bordeaux, which is looking real good. These got potted up early. They were really aggressive trees. We've got Texas Everbearing. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, and over here another Texas Everbearing, another one. And over here is a, this is a Dr. Creech from the FFA fig. I haven't determined what variety it is. It didn't produce fruit on the ones last year. I don't know if it's because it doesn't produce a main crop. I'm not sure. I would think it was a common fig. But anyway, I have that one. I have another Texas Everbearing. This is a green Ithaca. And now this isn't a fig, but my propagation on my wonderful pomegranate, it's really taken off. In fact, it's got another limb coming over there. And a few more figs, and you can tell how different varieties have different characteristics. Now we're going to see if we can find the tag on this. This here's another green Ithaca. And this one here is my compost fig. Now I call this my compost fig because it comes from my compost yard. They let me get a cutting last year. And this is a good berry flavored fig. And then last but not least up here, this is another black mission, and it's really doing good. And of course we got a lot of citrus, and we're going to go through and thin these down this year. These weren't propagated, but a lot of them were grown from seeds, and a lot of them were air rooted. And all the ones that are air rooted, or air layered as a lot of you like to say, they produce that next year they'll bloom and produce. Let's see, we're going to go down here. Now this is kind of getting thinned out. I've got a wagon load up there ready to go to the shop right there inside where it's not raining, and we're going to move them up. Now we do have some activity here. Now these were just recently put out to propagate. These are some more elderberries. Now I have quite a few elderberries, but I didn't have good luck with the Bob Gordon, and we kind of took the cuttings at the wrong time. Now some of these probably won't take. It's not easy. I mean, it's not hard to tell. This one's dying back. We'll just have to see. This one's kind of dying back. Now it could get a hold and take off, but these other ones, and I pulled this one out of the pot, and it really had good roots. But most of them's taking off. I don't need a whole lot. I just need to stock, because all I have is one Bob Gordon that survived out of 3 that I had. They just didn't do real well. We have some more pomegranates. These were grown from seed, and we have one right here and this one right back here. These are both wonderful varieties. That's cuttings that were grown, but these are not quite ready to be moved up. They've been having a hard time with fungal gnats. We're going to, I'm going to really douse them down with some Natrol. Now, I have these right here separated out. I have a guy in Tyler that we're going to do a little trading and such. So I've put these out for him. Now some of my Texas Everbearing, and some of the other varieties have tried to put on figs while they're in their pots. And it's not too bad when they're in the 2-gallon pots. They can probably handle it pretty good, but when they're in the gallon pots, I make sure I pull them off, or if I'm potting them up. But I have a good variety of figs here that I've propagated this year. I've got some new varieties and some old ones. I've got Chicago Hardy, but not very many, so I got some more. The Italian Everbearing's new. The Conandra is it's one that I have, but I only have one of, and it looks like I only got one to root from the cuttings, I believe. But anyway, and I did a bunch of Texas Everbearing because I'm trying to get enough of them that I can take some to the market. Now I do have an LSU purple, gold. I have a purple already, but I have a gold that I rooted, and that's a new variety. And let's see, there's another LSU gold. Here's another one of my wonderful pomegranates that I've done up. And let's see, here's a Ronde Bordeaux and another one right beside it. So anyway, this is what's out in the greenhouse, along with which the Ronde Bordeaux was a new one. The green Ithaca is a new one. The yellow long neck that's right there, it's a new one. And let's see, which we already said, the Italian Everbearing. And the Peters Honey. This was one that I was really looking forward to, and I hope this goes ahead and takes off. It's still kind of a runt, but I feel like it's going to do good. And then this Emerald Strawberry. This is a new one that I just done this week. This year. Let's go look at some inside and see what they look like. Okay, I moved some of these in and I've been potting them up. After I get all these potted up, I'll put some bigger labels, because I don't know about y'all, but these little ones are kind of hard to read. But we're going to finish potting these up. We got our helper over there sleeping on the job. But anyway, let me just get after it. Now, I'm going to 2-gallon pots, and I don't have enough 2 gallons, so I'll be going to some 3 on some. But what I'm doing, I'm doing my normal 1-1-1 mix, 1 part compost, 1 part perlite, and 1 part peat moss. And I'm adding some organic fertilizer to it, a little bit of azomite, and a little bit of calcium. And anyway, I just fill this up to where I get it to where it's about to where the top's got to be. And I'll take this out. Now, some of these have more roots than others. This one here's got a pretty good amount of roots. We're going to transfer it before it gets any kind of root mound. That way it'll just go straight out and it'll extend its way into this pot. And I've never had a problem moving them up. Now, not to say that I wouldn't have a problem. Just as soon as you say you don't never say never, because it's going to happen. But normally not. Normally it just, they don't even know they've changed, unless, of course, you get slippery fingers and drop one or something like that. But that's kind of the deal. Now, my compost is, I buy it bulk, and I sift out it's wood chip compost. I sift out the bigger pieces, and that way it's kind of fine whenever I do my mix. And it's just an ongoing process. This would be my mix. I mix it in a tub I'll mix up about a half a bucket or so of each. And then once I do that, you can say I put a little ag lime in there, some calcium. I'll put some azomite in here. It looks like I'm baking a cake or something. And then I'll put some fertilizer in here. Now this is just a bag I used. I'm using a natural organic fertilizer. I just get it out of a bigger bag and bring some in here. Same thing with my azomite. I normally buy it like 40, 44 pounds at a time. It's just cheaper that way, and then I'll do it up. But anyway, I'll kind of mix my ingredients a little bit, and then I'll take my water here. Now I don't have to worry about getting my water straight from the faucet because I have a deep well. We don't have chlorine, we don't have fluoride, we don't have all those things that don't need to be in water. But I kind of pre-moisten this, that way it doesn't want to shock the roots. I don't want to do anything to cause them to slow down. I just want them to keep going. And you've seen some of those that have already been potted up to 2 gallons. I think they just go crazy once they get room to stretch those roots out. So if you want a big one, by the time you're getting ready to put out, don't be afraid to put in the work. Put some effort into potting them up. But anyway, there's it. Now that's another Black Madeira KK in a 2 gallon pot. So if my other ones in the ground, when they start actually leafing out, I'll put these new ones in the ground. I'm going to go ahead and finish these up. But I hope you enjoyed this update. And we'll give when it's not raining, we'll give an update on the ones we propagated from last year and see how they're doing. But enjoy that gardening experience.